So while I'm doing this, this game is a Japanese only release. This is an unofficial translation that I have a basically a cart of, and I would be doing this in Japanese, but my my AV Famicom just crapped out on me. So and there we go. Alright, so we have Beer, Jiggy, Lefron, Zardan, and Paratp. You guys are going on a journey into the mansion. Hopefully none of you die. So, to preface this game is obviously a NES title. It is probably a king of menus, to be very simple. Outside of that, the game is actually a horror RPG. There are 5 characters throughout this game. I will only be using 3 of them. And the objective is to get out of this haunted house. We're trapped. Some things happened. So, here we go. We're now live with the game. That first door, if you notice it was kind of reminiscent of something Resident Evil used to do. Well, does. This game is actually the spiritual successor to Resident Evil in that. There's some very important little details about that, but we'll cover them as we go. You just saw me fight a wisp. That combat is actually kind of fixed. There's a lot of things about this game. Most importantly, RNG is actually not all that RNG-ish. Your steps to next battle are determined at the end of your previous battle. That first battle is determined to be right where I have that. It's set for the second I open that first door. Everything else after that chains after there, and it depends on when combat ended. Now, here's going to be your first instance of seeing me use a tool. In this game, everything you pick up in your inventory can be used as a weapon in combat. Not all of it's effective. Everything has a certain weakness to other things, and it's just the way it works. The best way I can describe it is, if you can think of a way that something would logically hurt something, it's probably usable on it, but there's limitations. There's a bit of grinding in this game, and you'll notice I'm also using these things called prayer points. So, yay! The most important thing is prayer points are a resource to be managed, and so is HP and the healing items. There are only so many healing items in this game. When you run out, you run out. And you don't want to run out. It's just not good for your health. So, there's a lot of stuff to kind of go over. I don't have the log. I need to run. Don't. That's fine. Don't grab him. Thank you. So you'll notice I'm dropping some bridges. There's some key mechanics about this stuff that I will try to cover in a second. No. Whatever. So inventory is very weird. There's a lot of stuff to go over, so I'll try to cover this in some way, shape, or form. I use woods to make bridges, and they're very good for that, but basic woods, the redwoods you see, 5 steps, and they break. And then the blue woods, which are very uncommon, take 256 steps to break. You will never see me break a piece of wood in this game because it's a waste of time and you have to save the people. This game puts you in a lot of precarious situations. Your actual maximum team size is 3. You can get all 5 people into combat, but you have to use this function in combat, which you probably won't see me use for a while, called Call. It allows you to call a group that's not in combat to try to help you out in combat. It's very actually nice. It's a great thing. But it takes way too long to move 2 parties through this mansion. This section is actually supposed to be lit by a candle, but I don't need the candle. I know where I'm going. You're also going to see these little sequences coming up where something's going to be thrown at me. Mysteriously, randomly, whatever you want to say. Remember guys, half-covered zombies are weak to... wait, no... That's gonna suck. Whatever. He's gonna die. Like this chandelier. So, we're gonna duck, and we're gonna hope not to get hit. Damage actually doesn't matter. Sorry, Zeron, you got hit by a chandelier and took 3 damage. Feel bad for yourself. Oh, 2 down. Whoops. So... it's just the thing. So this whole sequence, we're trying to go turn on the lights to the mansion because the darkness is preventing us from moving forward. It's the best way to describe it. And so here we have some bats. I have just equipped all my party with weapons. I'm sorry I haven't covered inventory in this. But inventory is pretty simple. Everyone has a unique item, which I haven't talked about yet. And then everyone gets 2 extra slots and a weapon slot. So the weapon slot obviously holds your weapons. But you can kind of pick them up and move them around. And there's a bit of kind of understanding what happens. There's 2 enemy types in this game. There's like physical enemies, bats, the worms, and skull you saw. But there's also spiritual enemies. So you have 2 attack values in this game, and it's all about having a spiritual weapon and then 2 physical. Physical enemies are more common, spiritual enemies are less, but if you don't have a spiritual kind of answer to them, they can screw you up. And I went up too far. Yeah. So, like the spirit, this wisp is actually spiritual. Nice. I needed that level. Okay, this is the first tonic I've grabbed all game. These are your healing items. They fully heal your party and restore all of their prayer points. That sounds great, but there's only 20 or 21 in the game. Once you've used all of them, you're out. And you do have to grind, and you do need prayer points to finish the game. There is one other hidden item that infinitely lets you get your prayer points back, but it's not normally used in a speed run because of that. But I'll pick it up for marathon kind of safety. I need to check his prayer points here. So, there's certain sequences where I need to get levels. Yeah, I can't. I need to not waste a whole bunch of points here. That's fine. And you have to use prayer points to kind of progress. So there you have to spend 8 points to draw the spear because the knight's scary and you're not sure. Right here, we have to get lightning to crash through. And we kind of have to pray for that. But he needs a spear to channel it, so you give him the spear you got from the other guy, and you have to pray with 12 points. That's not really that frame perfect. It's actually easier to get it coming back because that bar is temperamental. you can get it exactly a full bar, and it'll tell you it's 11 prayer points. The game's weird. Sometimes what prayer points are, it's not exactly accurate. You just have to get over certain thresholds. Now, there's certain things in this, certain combats in this game that are very optimal, and I'm gonna hope for those, but they're probably not gonna come out. So, we're about to go turn on the generator and be done with the first part of this game. So, I mentioned the specialty items everyone has. So, there are 5 items in this game that you have. Now, in the normal course of the game, you're supposed to be taking pictures of frescoes that give you hints. So there's a guy with a camera, and he is currently sitting at the front entrance and will never be used. There's a person with a first aid kit who heals all status ailments in the game, and he's sitting at the front entrance, because I can only have a party of 3. The other 3 items are very useful, as you can see when I open up my menu all the time. They are the lighter, vacuum, and the key. So, the lighter lets you burn ropes, which are actually quite annoying of a, kind of thing in your way. And then the vacuum lets you clean up glass, which is another annoyance. And then the key lets you open up most doors that don't require a special key. And that's pretty much it. And these 3 items are the ones that limit you. So this is the party I have to use. If you notice, there hasn't been a lot of response from the enemies. This game is very fixed in that the enemies go after you. So if you kill them in a turn, you never deal with any repercussions. And so that's the whole goal, is you want to kill everything in one turn, and so it's all about picking up stuff that goes in certain ways. Now, this door right here is very special. It actually has a key, a difference in which key opens it up depending on which side you come from. When going back this way, when it's a shortcut, it's the normal key. Going forward, if you were trying to go through it as a shortcut the other way, to the generator, it requires a key you can't acquire until much later in the game. No, I don't want you using that yet. And so, that's the kind of basic gist. Now, for little things I haven't really been covering. Prayer points are very good in this game. They augment your attack. They make you do a lot more damage than really you're kind of supposed to be able to do at certain times. And you'll see me kind of roll those around and try to keep me having some, but I need to use them. And then, here we go. This is the door that was blocking me, but it's opened by the same key. This next room I'm going to come into has 2 knights in it, and if you don't know about what their weakness is, they're very scary, because they hurt a lot. But the funny thing is if you're ever going to go up against some knights in armor, just trip them with a rope. It allows you to do a lot of damage. I'm going to do 2 rounds in here, just because they're really good experience and very helpful. And at the end, to get into the final dungeon of the game, I actually have to hit a certain level to be able to open it. So I'm going to have to grind anyway. But if I do this, at least now, I'll be padded out for bad combats in the next coming area, and I will most likely not fall behind. I don't want to be behind. Because then I start not killing stuff in a turn, and it gets scary. Because things can happen, like my guy's getting poisoned or getting frozen, and I don't have a nice way to fix that most of the time. So, yeah, everyone likes log, guys, but we need the tonic. So I just usually try to keep a rolling tonic going. this is the section where I'm basically gonna have no return. If something really bad happens right now, I have no way to get my medic over this gap because I have the 2 ropes on me, because they're very helpful. So this game is kind of nice. There is a single save file, and it kind of functions like a pseudo save state. You save it, it saves right there, and whenever you restart, you go back there. Guys, it's man. I have defeated man. What are you gonna do now? Okay, this is like one of the scary enemies in this game. It's a wall, and you're like, well, why is it scary? The wall has a high tendency to freeze people. He just stares people down in their souls, and they kind of just don't move anymore. So there's some very scary enemies for me, and that's it. There's a lot of like little hints I'm not using because I know this game, and there's a couple of things that even though I'm doing them, I'm not really highlighting them. I'm actually stalling and putting certain items in certain places, and I'm not picking up certain ones because you can't put an item down anywhere. You can only switch items. So what this means is that for some good routing for this game, it's all about what you pick up and what you don't. So kind of a thing about these knights in this room is that they're a fixed combat, and as I said, every time I end combat, the RNG determines when I get my next combat. So the ideal thing I want to do in this room is not get in combats with knights unless I've just gotten into a combat. Now, I've kind of led him around the room, and I'm going to hope for another one. And then I'm going to get these 2 knights for a faster experience. Yep. Should be able to attack, prey. Yep. So, here we have these knights. Man, aren't these stores just so scary? Do I need to force another combat after this? Okay, so enemies generally kind of make sense with what their weakness is. This is a fire ghost, so use the fire extinguisher on him. He can't haunt you if he doesn't exist. Although it's still confusing to me as to why ropes are so good against these, you know, knights, but it's a thing. Whew. So, you notice I'm kind of avoiding moving on the scoopy stuff. This Scoopy stuff works if you take more than 5 steps on it in a row, you get frozen in place, and it kind of creates problems in that. So I'm just trying to get another combat before I take out these knights. And then I'll take them out and get out of here. So it's a rope ladder, so we're still good on the tripping. So you can also use a rope ladder. Apparently that's a thing. So we haven't really talked about what's going on in this mansion. And I guess I better cover that. So we have this wonderful, huge setup of a mansion, and it's obviously haunted. We came in here to go get some pictures of frescoes of this painter who went missing, and his last greatest frescoes in the mansion, which is a thing. Now, our goal here is we're trying to get out, but the whole thing is that there is the spirit that's haunting us is a mother who went crazy because she accidentally knocked her kid into a incinerator, and it drove her nuts, and she ended up killing a whole bunch of kids in the incinerator. And someone apparently messed with the grave of the kid, and it's causing her to go crazy and, you know, come at you. That's the basics of it. So, at the end of this game, we're gonna purify the crap out of this ghost. That's our end goal. And that's what we're gonna have to do. That's a summation of it. There's a lot of key things in this game. So I don't remember if I mentioned it, but this game is actually has a Japanese horror film attached to it that came out the same. If you actually look it up, there's trailers for this game that are also trailers for the movie, and you could, on the release day of the movie in the theaters, go and buy this game. And there's actually a lot of stuff similar between the game and the movie, but they don't have the same endings. That's about it. In the game, everyone can live. In the movie, some people die because it's a horror movie. Hey guys, I need to drink some water. Cool and refreshing. So good. Wait a minute. Fools, you drank the blood of my victims. Sooner or later, your blood will flow. You actually have to do that. Because you need to fill the pail with blood. Because this bronze statue's in my way, and apparently blood gets rid of bronze. Here we have a corpse. And so it's really weird in this game. That axe I picked up is an usable item you only need out here, but every other axe in the game is a weapon. And it's kind of confusing the first time you play it because of that. Yeah. Wow, I probably actually should have used that. Whatever, Zeron. You're not going to be cursed for long. Ah, you didn't use your... Whatever. It's fine. Sorry about the blue guys. Boats for 2! Sorry, you're gonna go it slow alone here, Beer. Let's hope you don't die, because we really don't need the girls for this. Hey, it's Trouble. So here we are. This is actually the gravesite. So that's right, you have to look here. So I have gotten the basement low key, which is actually important for completion. Ah, crap. No. You need to use your prayer points. Because this guy sucks. Don't. Yeah, okay, good. So here we've gotten the low key, and we're ready to move on. I actually, yeah, I need to, should have just used that. Didn't think I'd get one more encounter, but it's fine. So that variety of curse just drains your prayer points every step. It's not a bad curse to get in the game, but it's run out and it's ran its course. So this is the first time you meet Yamamura. It's translated as Mura, but it's Yamamura. He kind of helps you out in the game, and he serves a special purpose in the movie. The movie's actually quite enjoyable, and I think there's still a copy of it up on YouTube. If you've got something else you want to watch after Best of NES, you can give it a look. It's a 80s horror movie, so it is rather 80s, but it's a thing. And eventually we'll probably see one of what I think is the coolest sequences on an NES, for the most part, and that's just me. He just punched a hole in that wall, dude! So this is a forced sequence where we're forced to break up the party. I'm just being silly. Yeah. I don't need the rope, but it's just item ordering, trying to keep it consistent. So I haven't been able to push statues up into this point, but now I can. This lets you get the tool. This is a key item. I need 4 items to beat this game, and the tool is one of them. So I have 1 of 4 items gotten, and it's pretty crazy. At least I can kill this guy in 2 hits. It'll be more things I need to get, and I'll cover them as I get closer. And you just gotta kind of rotate items out as you need them or don't need them. So what we have here is the team's back together, and we're gonna go into this basement after this combat. And this basement, there's a couple things gonna happen. I'm gonna do a little bit more grinding because I picked up that tonic very recently. And I want to use it because of, well, there's some stuff going on. The name of the movie is exactly the same thing as the game, so it's Sweet Home. What we have here is the basement. Notice it's kind of on fire. There's some stuff. Oh no, we have a madman. He's mad, man. Oh, that's good. That's a good level up. So I got probably one more fight in me before I need to... Yeah. Okay, just... one turn him, please. One turn him. Alright, guys. Team fix-it time. Because she's fine. You have that. This is a bad time to have kind of something happen. So, the Wraith has this ability. It's called Blow Wind. What it does is it takes a character and misplaces them elsewhere in the mansion. Wherever you are is actually fixed Blow Wind locations. So these two are actually close together. It's not bad because I still have a way to go get the third guy who's just down here, and I left it so you have a step, so you're good, and he's safe down here. Because these combats aren't bad, so it's a minor distraction, and it's a thing, but it's not that bad. If you know what you're doing, the sad thing is when I had the two blue winds, I was hoping they're going to the same location. They ended up not. That's kind of a issue, but everything's fixed, so we're good. It's about a 2-minute detour. It happens. So we're just gonna probably get one more battle, yeah, and then I'm gonna heal up and move forward. Oh, you here to troll again, are ya? Yeah. So, a nice thing to know is the tool is a universal item that does damage. It's not as good as a full prayer, but it's good. It's better than your normals, but it's not as good as a full prayers, but it's an option. So here we go. We gotta talk to this guy and give him a shovel. So that's why I was holding onto the shovel. Now what happens is my party's going to be forcibly split up in the basement, but they all go to fixed locations. I picked up a wire. Wires, there's a replacement item for everybody in this game. So the key lady, obviously if she dies, which I didn't go over, death in this game is permanent. Someone dies, they're dead. So, it's kind of important that I don't let anyone die. Because this is a best ending run, which means everyone has to live. So, yeah, no one will die. But it is something to note and keep track of. So, if someone dies, you would have, you'd have to replace their item. So, the wire is the replacement. And I use it just so I can get into that door without having to, you know, grab zero. and that way I can do this next sequence better. So this is where I'm going to do my next save, because I have a silly thing I sometimes forget to do here. So there's kind of a nice thing. I've been ignoring these blue spirits, but blue spirits also carry you away. But the nice thing about them is all blue spirits in a room only carry you to one location. So if you know what room you're in and the blue spirits, you can actively avoid them. Okay, skeletons are fine. You can blow winds. Just don't blow winds. I just can't do that right now. Okay, we're good. So I just need beer for the Loki right now, and we're gonna regroup. So, but beer, you really shouldn't touch the blue stuff. It's kind of scary. Now, there's these coffins down here. The key, I'm looking for a key in them, and it's usually random, but this one generally holds the key. It's like not very common, it's not there. It's a diary key. We have to use it to unlock the diary. I just upgraded my weapon, so he should go down quickly. Yeah. So, the other thing I grabbed for this section, I have a gem. I don't need it to complete the game, I need it for there, but the gem can be used in combat to basically simulate a full prayer hit. It's very helpful. And I'm going to be carrying it for a bit in case I run low on prayer points. So here's the diary. You notice I came in here to grab a weapon, I ignored this stuff. No, just gem it and attack. So we gotta use this diary. Later on we'll have to carry it, but we can't right now. And I'm gonna park the tool here. I need the pick, but I don't need the tool, and I need a place to put it, so we're gonna put it there. And this mallet I parked here earlier, I'm gonna pick up now. I'm gonna use this mallet to break a wall, and the tool's being parked, so I know where it is, it's easily reachable, and I do need the diary and the tool for the end game, but my inventory is really limited. And so I just have to function on that. Okay, so flash knife, silver sword, and Loki. So for anyone who wasn't here at the start, prayer points, praying is you pray in combat, and it basically kind of doubles or triples your attack based on how many points you spend. If you actually have a very high prayer point value, but you spend really low, it actually weakens your attack. It's kind of weird. So you basically, when you prayer point, you want to go all or nothing. So I'm going to grab a hidden item here. There's actually 3 hidden items in this game. Ooh. Wow, I could kill him. Sweet. I don't need the Loki anymore. But you notice I didn't switch it with anything. That pulley is actually hidden, and you can't see it. Until you've picked it up. There's 3 hidden items. 2 of them are pulleys, and the last one's the dress. So you have to use a pick to move on ice, otherwise you just float all the way to the bottom here. Into the pile of dead bodies. The blue candles, you need them to perform the ritual to get in the final area. But the thing, I'm sorry to sidetrack on that, but the thing about the pulley is it doubles your movement speed. So, since we've now had it, you're going to see me start moving really fast. It's really necessary because of that. Hey, Zeron, you escaped. You ducked left. Going right wasn't the option. Just in case. So, yep, here we go. If you notice, that was some staff. That's like, I guess they're kind of like ghosts. I don't know. Wolf, I hate you. My mortal enemy. I am literally surprised. Hopefully I didn't despawn that one spirit. You shouldn't have despawned, but... So I'm going to do some grinding here in the safe area. Come on, where's the third spirit? There should be 3 of you. If not, I can just run out. It's not that big of a deal. Ah, there it is. Okay. Do 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 do. Don't tell me the one disappeared. It disappeared. Of course it did. So, I'm sorry, I was trying to use the spirits to get a quick way out. Because, as I said, spirits always take you to the same place. So if you use those 3 spirits, you can just get out of there quicker. Alright, I'm going to open up this door for safety too. Don't have to go anywhere in this door, but behind this door are some pills. It's a replacement for the healing kit, and in case something really bad happens, I have a way to recover. So... Alright, so... So, yep. So I know I've kind of been sort of quiet about this, but I'm just slamming out fights right now. Ah, that's right, it's Dookies. Come on. How many steps do I have to take? So I'm really close to where I need to be in levels. So to get in the final dungeon, I have to be level 16. The level cap in this game is 20. I will actually be beating the game at level 16 because the difference in experience after a bit, it gets a bit harsh. Oh, I haven't picked up a tonic, but there's one in this room I can grab. So, we're gonna meet Yamamura here again, and he's gonna give us some encouraging words. Now, we can't quite get there yet. Yeah, that's fine. So you actually need to use the pick, and that's the last instance I need to use the pick. The pick overrides the pulley for you on status, because the pick makes you so you're stable walking. Beer escaped the knife! Yay. Oh, come on. Thank you. Yep. So we have this. I'm at the point where I probably can just prayer with 2 people and still kill him. But it's better for me to just pray for making sure. These knights have a tendency to hurt a lot and kind of be jerks. Everything in this section either hurts a lot or is jerks. Wow, that's a good state to be in. Alright, come on, let me through, let me through. That was a quick room. So that room's a bit of RNG. You're gonna let me out? Oh wow. That was really fast. The rats can take you a while, and there's nothing you can really do much about it. But that went really well. No, it's 2 keys again. Why am I doing that? I also don't need the bow right now. So I can get rid of the bow, but... So, this sequence right here, where we have to convince the helper to let us by. To do this, you have to use the rings of Ichiro and the wife, and then pray. And you don't really need that many prayer points to get through. And yeah. So here we go. We have pretty much this. This is one of the coolest sequences you're gonna see, and I hope you guys who've been here with all this appreciate this, because be at peace from me. Be at peace. She's strong, but you must be all the stronger. GG, man. Well played. Thank you. Rest in peace. So, if you don't split your party there, your whole party gets banished, and that's kind of unacceptable. Here's the other hidden item, the dress. It lets you, whenever you use the dress, completely refill your prayer points. I should have actually taken the candle from him before that, because, yeah. I need to go drop that off, because there's just, as I said, the inventory is really tight in this game, because I'm only using these 3 people, so I only have 6 inventory slots workable. And I need to make sure I don't, you know, not do stuff. So, I know I mentioned earlier combat calling. I'll try to explain it a bit again. So in this game, I haven't used as much the 5th option combat. It reads as call. You can call another party to come help you in combat. Now, I'm going to use this in a little bit to speed up something because of a thing I need to do. So you can take the slide for the moment. Really should just, I need to drop the bow. So right now I'm gathering some slides because we have to. It's the next kind of sequence. You know, it's telling the story through a whole bunch of stuff. I kind of spoiled a bit of it, but I'm gathering slides, which is going to show basically Ichiro, the guy who does the fresco, the son, and the mother. And the mother and the son are going to be on fire. Kind of a thing. So the bow can go. You can... yeah. So, I only got one more use for the gold key, and it's actually where I'm going to be sending somebody. So, I said blue spirits take you to a specialty spot. The blue spirit in this room, because there's only one that shows up, sends you to the other side of the mansion where you need to go. It's actually very helpful. But there's only one of them. And, yeah. So I'm waiting for him to show up. I'm going to let him catch my main character, well, the guy I'm using. I'm now going to go back to these guys, and I'm going to get into... I'll get into a combat with them in a second. Because I first want to use what I can here. So I'm going to come in here, this trap's going to fire. Okay, he got into a combat. That's bad, but it's not unworkable. Just don't get poisoned. Okay, we're good. So... what you can do, as I said, is there's a fifth option called call. So it works. Oh no, I'm scared of these worms. I need beer to come help me. Now, I'm allowed to move this guy, and you have a set amount of time until combat call falls off. But he cannot be put into encounters during this time period. And so it's helpful because if you use it well, you can move parties through dangerous areas, and other stuff. And now he's joined combat. Oh wow. You still poisoned me. Alright, Jiggy. You get to be used. So here we use the 3 slides. Okay, it's Ichiro. It's the kid half burning up, and the mother. Now, you are too low level. Are you appropriately leveled? I didn't see. Okay, so there's certain points where you have to use prayer points to get through. This is one. If you do not have enough to possibly even do it, the game tells you that you're too low of level. Although I'm probably going to get this on this combat, because I think I've been doing pretty well. So, no. I'm actually just going to go grind out for the rest of what I need in the basement. So the highest experienced area in this game is actually the basement that's gotten access to through the fireplace. So we're going to head there. Because while the enemies are slightly harder and it might be slightly risky, I have the dress, so my prayer points aren't going to run out, and anything in here I should be able to just pray out. And I'll get more experience per fight in here. than anywhere else. So, yep. Hashtag grinding, guys. So now, that level up would let me use the projector. So I'm just gonna get one more for the other guy, and then I'll move on. I'll probably have to come back here to grind out because, yeah. But the reason I want to put off grinding here anymore is weapons. I can get slightly more better weapons and make it officially no problem. If I would have gotten the Wraith to show up, which is like a high level ghost, it would have there would a chance it could blow my party into really bad spots and other stuff. I don't want to risk that right now. So now we have our prayer points. So this one's actually really tricky to hit because if you notice that that bar was full there, but I only got 73. I've had a full bar and gotten 70, and you need 71 to pray. So the game can troll you a bit on the prayer bar. So you can't like really set up prayers to be perfect because it won't go your way at all. So, my team's now going to be decked out with silver swords. They are the second best weapon in the game. There's one better weapon, and you can get 2 copies of it. But the second copy is in a pit that's very dangerous to mess with. I forgot. That guy's gonna, yeah. So I generally only get the one that's there. Otherwise, I'm pretty much at endgame state now. And I'm getting some kind of silly combats. So I needed the iron key. Iron key is actually what lets me get in further in the basement because I was locked out. That was gonna get me my last item I need to... Well, the last 2 items I need. So, yeah. And here, yeah. If you've noticed, I haven't really ever been worried about damage this whole time. It's just because that's how this game is. The damage usually isn't the threat once you know what you're doing. But when you're first playing the game, it's actually a huge threat. Hey, I need this photo. I need this blue candle. And I'm gonna use the dress one last time just because, but take this tonic, because I still need the iron key here. I actually don't need the 2 key anymore either. Once I go through these barriers, I won't need any more keys. So the iron 2 key. Yep, you get the rope. This pitchfork is the best weapon in the game. Now it's very important I don't go into this room to my left because that's a trap. Hey, ghost! I ain't afraid of no ghost. So ghosts are actually the best experience in the game at 135 in a battle. Second best is the giant at 107, and then the upside down guy at 105. Okay, so I can just swing out on that ghoul. I think I only have to prayer once on giants, and I have to prayer out on the wraith. Yep. Yep. So I'm actually at level 15. There's one more level to get, so I'm just gonna grind it I'm gonna try and grind it as fast as I can. It's gonna take about 10 battles. In the basement, yeah, it should take 10 battles in the basement. I'm gonna save. Just because I don't want to get trolled out anymore at this point. We're gonna just try swinging out on you. Yep. I mean, to be honest, there's a task to this, and it's 55 minutes. I should be done in the next 7 minutes or so, because I'm pretty close to hitting 16, and that's all I need is one person at 16. So, here we go. I think I got 2 more fights. Yeah, okay. We're gonna trust my idea here. Alright. So here's a second use of combat calling. No, EXP is not split in any which way, Tristan. EXP is full. They don't want to punish you for having 5 people in the party get into combat, so they don't do that. Okay, that's not where I wanted to get cut off. Okay, it's gonna be another round, but that guy's not too bad to get hit by. As I say, and he poisoned somebody. Just not the one poison, please. This is the one poison I didn't want to have happen. Because now I got a combat call, because I don't want my medic to die. Because my medic can die. So my medic has gotten no experience yet. So in this area, everything is basically a one-hit KO. Okay, so that was probably the last hiccup you're gonna see. I just got to get 16 with Zeron. Yep. So they don't tell you the experience the next level, but it's 1,000 to go from 15 to 16, and so I should be there shortly because I've done quite a few fights. There we go. That was it. So we just have 4 fights. 4 mandatory fights for the rest of this. So this is a tonic, and I've left it here this whole game because, as I said, you can't park items normally. But remember, I put some other stuff in places I can't go to. Well, I'm going to park this coffin on this table for a second. Aw, I didn't reactivate the pulley. So, he's avoidable, I just screwed up, but I parked the diary and the tool up here. I need those to finish the game. So, this is the last little cleanup I have to do. Everyone remembers that System of the Down lyric, why'd you leave the coffin up on the table, right? Of course everyone does. So, we have our 3 candles. We have them lit. And now we just have to pray our way in. 82, and that's the bare minimum to get in there. So, I shouldn't need this, but I'm going to pick up this tonic. It's really kind of just a safety thing that I really don't need to. Of course, they're getting in their fight trying to go around them, but whatever. So here we are at the final dungeon. I'm gonna do one last thing to make it movement easier. There are these 5 spirits. If they touch you, they just carry you out to the ghost's main room, the bedroom, or whatever. It's not that far. It's just kind of annoying. So I'm just gonna try and get these guys in a nice pattern for my run, and that should do it. Use the tool first. The photo recalls reality. Sorry, Chica, you gotta die. Nope, I'm gonna get hit. Knew it! That's fine. As long as I don't have all 3 get caught at once. So, the thing is those spirits only carry you out. You can just go right back in. And the spirits go towards your active party. So, I'm just gonna have to reread these texts, but we're fine. It's just a minor time waster. I thought I was good on my pattern, and I was slightly wrong. So actually, if you wander throughout this dungeon, there's actually all 5 people. But the path to the final boss, you only have to defeat 3. So I'm just gonna do a final tool, photo, coffin, diary. Okay. And here we are at the final boss, guys. So there's gonna be 2 phases to this fight. You'll definitely know when it shifts. You'll notice she hits like a truck. So for this first sequence, I'm waiting for her to respond with die. Or, you'll see. It's a special text I have to look for. So this one is a bit random. It's kind of just a thing. She can give it to you right away or not. Come on, stop crying about your baby and tell me to die. Wow. Come on. Wow. There it is. And that's phase 1. She got ugly real fast. Because she trolled me real hard. I'm gonna use the tonic just to heal up. So now this one, the game's a bit nicer. And the second part, the screen will flash when I need to do something. And if this part is set on damage, so there is a way to speed it up. The stronger you are, the faster the second sequence goes. Alright, we have it. Now in this next turn, I must use the diary. If you do not use the diary, it resets the damage you've done. So, diary hits. And now you have to do some praying, and I think it's a minimum. I forget what the minimum is. I just like to go max, because you get extra damage in on this round. Because prayer serves a special purpose in this, you can't pray when you're not triggered to. So now, I'm just waiting for the last flash, and we'll show her the coffin, and that's gonna be it. So we've got our last flash, the coffin, and then until the coffin's used, you can't pray. You just have to do one final prayer attack, and it has to be over 80. And she is exorcised. The home has been exorcised. And hey, everyone is alive. Best ending achieved. So, this game does have 5 different endings. One for how many people are alive at the end of the game. By far the hardest ending to actually achieve is the single person alive ending. Because if you notice, there was 4 items they had to use in that fight, but only 2 item slots. So you have to get someone in through phase 1, and then in phase 2 they have to die off, and the survivor has to finish the battle. But there you go. That is Sweet Home.
Great stuff, Rain.
Yep. That is pretty much it, and that's just if you really want to, someone is nice enough, I think on the RPG Shrines website for this, he has a save state of the English translation at the trigger for each of the endings, so you can see the 1 survivor, the 2 survivor, 3 survivor, and 4 survivor endings. Honestly, with the fact I don't need all 5 people for the ending, you can kill off 2 really easily to get, you know, the 4 and 3. Anything lower than that gets tricky, but you can just get to the end game and kill people off for the different endings if you wanted to. Dude. Music by Gone. Yep. So I would strongly suggest for anyone who wants to watch the movie for this game. It's enjoyable. The ending's not quite the same, but you still get to see some cool stuff. At least for an 80s Japanese horror. I'll say that much.
Japan definitely knows horror.
Yeah. Our report is complete and all is well. Oh, congratulations! Comments? I killed you! Come on!